Hello, I'm Laurel Stearns. We are doing a series here at Primary Wave called Wavemakers in Music. This particular series is basically our group of task force members are creating actions for change. And today we have visiting Amelia Bauer from Noise for Now. Take it
Hi.
away, Amelia.
Thanks, Laurel. Thank you for having me. My name's Amelia Bauer, and I'm the co-founder and executive director of Noise for Now. And we work with artists and musicians to raise money and awareness for local level reproductive rights organizations.
So the functions of Noise for Now, like what is a daily, like what does a day look like in Noise for Now? What happens? How do things work?
It's changing all the time, which is kind of the upshot of being a very small operation. Because of that, we can flexibly kind of meet the changing landscape of live music, pandemic time, the whole, like every shifting kind of music and art landscape, we're able to kind of quickly pivot. So initially, we started with a benefit concert model.
Right.
That was very successful. We did a couple of years of doing just that. The pandemic hit, and we quickly pivoted to doing online social media campaigns, mostly merchandise based,
Got it.
where we were sending shirts with reproductive rights kinds of messaging out to artists, along with talking points that they could use on their socials. And what that was really beneficial because it really did expand the number of artists we could work with, and it was a much lower point of engagement. So that really helped us to expand our toolkit. And now we work with musicians in a myriad of ways, whether that's a concert, a live benefit concert model. We still have ongoing and new merchandise campaigns all the time. This one with
Right.
Kim Gordon is our most recent.
Nice one.
And we also do things like work with musicians on tour by adding $1 per ticket through Plus One, or having sweepstakes style things where people can donate for a chance to win, or people will also often bring merchandise ideas of their own that they just choose to work with us to distribute those profits. So we really try to expand and constantly create new low lift ways for musicians, especially to engage artists and musicians to engage.
Very cool. When you generate money, tell us how, like, where does the money go? How do you apply it? How do we make change within Noise for Now? How do we do that? What happens?
Yeah, so there's a myriad ways we can do that. So usually when we're doing a benefit concert, we are doing a live event in a city, and we're connecting with the local organizations right in that city where the event is happening.
Got it.
The benefits of that are that we can invite those local area clinics, abortion funds to have presence there and connect directly with the audience. And
Grassroots.
ideally, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And ideally create long-term and lasting support from the fans with the audience members. I love that model for that reason. It's really direct and one-on-one, and it's a great way for people to get familiar right there and then with the organizations around them. With a national tour, we can do anything from work with the artist to see what their area that they're most passionate about within the reproductive justice landscape is. So that could be either making sure we're focusing on funds in a place that they're from or that they feel connected to, or even focusing on organizations that work in a particular area of reproductive justice. So by that I mean it's not limited to just abortion funds, but reproductive justice can also look like better maternal health outcomes for Black mothers. It can look like making sure people are getting good birth control, where, there's just, it can look like care centered around trans people, because as we know, trans people also need abortions and sexual health and reproductive health care, and have extra barriers to that care. So we can
help
really
educate.
tailor.
You educate people. That's a big part as well.
Yeah, we try.
I mean, that's something where, like, even for someone, any younger, older, whomever it is, you never know what the situation may be where people need information. So what kind of education, like whether it comes to, abortion pills or whatever might need to be learned, how do you, you know, distribute that information? What happens? What are the resources?
Well, great question. Again, there are a couple of ways we do that. So in a live concert event kind of model, we'll have those local area clinics and funds speak from stage about
Right.
their work. One event coming up that we're working on, a fund is going to be there actually handing out Plan C pills and other, not Plan C, I'm sorry, Plan B pills and other information. But in
I
a
was gonna say,
general,
tell me about Plan C.
Sorry. Well, Plan C, I said Plan C because Plan C
Yeah.
is actually a great resource for information on abortion pills
great.
and how to access them by mail.
Got it.
So, in a large kind of like more national outreach way, we've also created tens of thousands of business cards, sized cards, and stickers that have a QR code that points to our resources
Oh,
page.
great.
We're really proud of our resources page. It's one of the most comprehensive I've seen. It has a map that we update every week or so of every independent clinic providing abortion, every Planned Parenthood providing abortion, and every abortion fund in the US.
Yep.
It also has information on abortion pills, their efficacy, the safety of them, how to order them by mail, as well as legal resources. Because as we know, accessing abortion, even at home
Yeah.
with pills, carries legal risk in many states now.
Okay.
So those cards with that QR code get sent out on tour, and they're made available for free at merch tables throughout the country so that people always have free, updated, timely information about their abortion options wherever you live.
Wow. So when you bring up legal, are there, okay, tell us more about what that is, and are there resources to find out about legal, all the things that, people would want to know, like what do I do? How do I learn? What is legal? What isn't legal? There obviously our country, things are changing.
Yes.
And people don't know what you can do where.
Yes,
So-
I think a lot of the post-Dobb fallout is that sense of confusion and ever
Definitely.
like constantly shifting landscape. The earth under your feet is kind of constantly, the rug is
Terra
being
firma
pulled out.
is-
Yes, exactly.
Yes, not
So-
just in California.
Yes, exactly. And it's scary and it's unnerving and,
Yeah.
and it's hard to keep up with. So one of the top links on that resources page, noisefornow.org/resources, is a link that shows you the current laws in every state. So that's the first thing you can check. Is it legal here? Is it legal past 6 weeks? Is there a ban? What are the different restrictions? And then when it comes to legal resources, if you are criminalized, if it is found out that, for example, you've received abortion pills and self-managed your abortion at home, there are legal resources through If, When, How. They can help ideally provide legal defense for you. But I do want to state that very clearly, that
Yeah.
abortion pills are extremely effective. They can be sent by mail. FDA just declared that they could be sent by mail. And there's Massachusetts just created protections for healthcare providers to send
Right.
those pills by mail, and it looks like that's going to be happening in New York. But just to say that there are risks for people and that people of color and low income will be unequally targeted
What a
for
contrast.
self-managing their
FDA
abortions.
says it's okay, and yet we're still dealing with
Yes.
this.
And it's constantly shifting. So there are legal resources also on that page. There's another thing that in many states people will find that if you are under 18 and you are pregnant, that you have to have parental permissions. This is another way that anti-abortion states try to limit people's access. And in that case, If, When, How also does provide judicial bypass help so that you can get around having your parents have to sign off on your abortion.
Wow. This is
So,
all really
yeah,
informative
it's a lot.
It is a lot, and it's something that we're learning minute by minute, we thought we knew, and now we don't.
Right.
So now we're here. When it comes to, I guess, how can one work with Noise for Now? If they need to work with Noise for Now, how can one do that?
We there's just so many ways to work with us. Like I said, it can go anywhere from participating in a benefit concert, which is kind of like a bigger lift, but can raise a ton of money. Or you can similarly do a Plus One campaign. We have a fund with Plus One, which is incredible, which is almost zero lift from the musician, and it can also raise tons of money. And it simply adds $1 per ticket. That is a fee that gets passed on to the customer of just $1 to every ticket on your entire tour. So you can end up making an incredible impact with that. Bring the resources cards on tour with you. Ask about posting with some of our language on your socials and one of our products that raises money for these clinics and funds. We really are, we're always adding things to ways to work with musicians. And we're also, if someone's really excited, that's just the entry point, and we can build out from there.
Great.
And take it as far as an artist wants to.
I mean, this is so helpful. It's great. This is part of, the education process. We have to keep talking and inspiring people to learn and really understand what's happening. So Noise for Now seems like an incredible resource for that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And what we were speaking about before is that I think that artists and musicians are inherently empathetic people that are passionate and driven to communicate. That's kind of why we're all doing this work.
Yeah.
And we're just here to help kind of bridge the gap between the desire to make a change and
Actually doing it.
getting to the other side and helping you kind of navigate and meet you wherever you are and try to do our best. We need everyone in this fight right now. It's just, we do. Yeah.
It's a human right. It's not. I'm kind of surprised we're even talking about this.
Yes, it's a full-blown human rights crisis.
100%.
I hate to say so.
Yeah. Well, are there any other points that you'd like to bring up? I mean, we covered some of the basics, and I feel like I learned a little bit more, even though I'm doing my research as I can. But Noise for Now has been my go-to in this area to understand more. From the first time I jumped on a Noise for Now conference call where you rallied a lot of the industry to listen and see how they can support and be a part of it. And now we're all trying to help. So we should keep up with Noise for Now and basically check on events and initiatives and things that you guys are constantly creating, right?
Absolutely. We keep our events page on our site updated with everything coming up on the horizon. Follow us on Instagram. We're also posting there always.
Great.
And we have a newsletter that always announces our upcoming events. But if you want to be involved before those things get announced, just reach out to me, Amelia, at noisefornow.org. And there's a contact page on our site as well.
Pretty easy. Thank you so much, Amelia.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to speak with you today.
I feel pretty lucky, and we got to keep fighting the good fight.
Yes,
It's
we need
real.
everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.